Good morning everyone. This is Basavaraj Sir, your biology master teacher. Welcome to Vedantu Neet English students. Good morning each and every one of you. So quickly tell me in the chat if I am audible to you and the presentation behind me is visible to each and every one of you. Good morning. So students, I know your exam is right around the corner now. Yes, very few days left. And if you know, one of the few additional topics in your botany is gonna be your new plant families. So when we started this channel in the starting initial stages, I made a video, complete dedicated video on your all the plant families, and all of you loved it and all of you were able to understand the plant families. But it has been 4 or 5 months. Yes. So it is time to revise those again few families once again in a much more efficient, rapid manner, and that is what we are going to go and do in today's video. So can we start quickly with a few fire in the chat emojis, because I want to know if you are enthusiastic and if you are ready for the new plant families rapid revision. So before we start everyone, quickly smash that like button. Everyone, quickly smash that like button and also subscribe to the channel. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel, because if you're new, subscribe and you will reap all the benefits. Now, can we start with the first one now? That is going to be your Fabaceae, also called as your Leguminosae. Now remember students, Fabaceae and Leguminosae, it was already present in your old syllabus. It was always there. So let's quickly summarize what you need to remember, what you need to study in this particular family. Let me tell you exactly what will come in examination. Remember those points and you're set. Okay, ready? So I want everyone to note down these points, and do not worry, the entire PDF will be available to all of you. The PDF will be available to all of you. All you need to do is write down few points. Okay, the first one here I want everyone to focus here is, let me change the color here. The first one under Fabaceae, also called as your Leguminosae, I want everyone to focus on the roots here. Focus on the roots. If you focus on the roots right here, can you see presence of root nodule formation? Now, can anyone in the chat, students, if you're brilliant enough, tell me what is the function of this root nodules? See, this is a dicot plant. Yes, it's a dicot plant. This is your taproot. In this taproot, there are certain lateral roots. On this lateral roots, we can see certain root nodule formation. Root nodule formation. Now, what are the use of these root nodules? The main utilization of root nodules is the nitrogen fixation. That is, your leguminous bacteria stays there, and because of that, root nodule formation happens. That is required for nitrogen fixation. All of you know that. Amazing. Now, one more thing I want all of you to focus here is, apart from leaves, we know what is alternate phyllotaxy, pinnately compound, and leaf basis pulvinous reticular divination. All of this is normal information. But I want all of you to focus here in this part here. Pulvinous leaf base. See, when you learn about leaf modification of leaf base, we learn about sheathing leaf base. We also learn about your pulvinous leaf base. The example here is going to be your Fabaceae family. The meaning of pulvinous means swollen. The meaning of pulvinous is swollen leaf base. Write down this point, all of you. Swollen leaf base. Swollen leaf base. Again, very important point. Done? Done everyone, all of you? Now, the next point I want everyone to focus on. The next thing I want everyone to focus on is the inflorescence. Inflorescence for every single family is very important. Especially for your Fabaceae, that's going to be your racemose inflorescence. Again, important to note. Now, what is racemose inflorescence? Younger flowers at the top, older flowers at the bottom. Simple off, you know that. The next point I want everyone to focus is this part here. Zygomorphic flower. Now they can give you an example. They can give you an example telling that zygomorphic flower is seen in which family. They'll give you some random families and then they'll give you Fabaceae. Your answer should be Fabaceae. Now they might give you other families where zygomorphic is there, but then they'll give you a question like 1 or 2, only 1, only 3, 1, 2 and 3, 4. Remember that all of these are different patterns where they can ask you questions. Now all of you know what is zygomorphic condition, where a flower can be divided into only in one half into 2 equal parts. Done. Now everyone focus here is nothing but next point here. Everyone, ultimate focus here. Next point, that is going to be your papilionaceous corolla. Papilionaceous corolla, which is also called as your vexillary estivation, which is also called as your vexillary estivation. Again, important point. Vexillary estivation has been asked repeatedly in your examination. Not only now, at least from almost from around 6 years, they've been asking Wechsler estuation. One question here at alternate years is coming. Now, what is Wechsler estuation? In Wechsler estuation, we have two outer petals. The two outer petals are called as your standard petals, right? The outer petals are called as what? Standard petals. Standard petals. Then we have two inner petals. The two inner petals are called as your wing petal, wing. And then we have the innermost petals. They are called as keel. They are called as your keel. Now remember, students, the outer ones are free. Middle ones are also free. But the inner ones are fused completely. The inner petals are completely fused. And if I write a floral formula for this, how will it be? How will it be, students? Corolla 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 1. Clear? 2 plus 2 plus 1. 2 standard for the outer sides, 2 lateral, and the 2 innermost. Okay. One second, students. One second. What happened? No. 1 second. Fused. 2 are fused here. 2 are fused, right? 1 outside, 2 are fused here. Okay. The next point is androecium condition. See, students, I'm asking you. First point is going to be root nodules. Second point is going to be pulvinous leaf base. Third point is going to be your racemose. Fourth point is going to be zygomorphic. Fifth point is going to be papilionaceous corolla. Sixth point is going to be your stamen condition, which is your diadelphous condition. Now, what is this diadelphous condition, students? Diadelphous condition is very simple. In diadelphous condition, we have stamens are arranged into 2 bundles. Can you see here? 1 separate is here, and here we have 9. So 9 plus 1 condition, that is called as diadelphous condition. Diadelphous means 9 plus 1 condition. Here it is given 9 plus 1. Diadelphous means 2 particular stamens are arranged into 2 different bundles. Diadelphous condition. Okay. So can you see here 9 plus 1 arrangement? Diathecus, and this is not important. All you need to remember is diadelphous condition, 9 plus 1 arrangement in the case of your Fabaceae. Now let's come to gynoecium. Let's come to gynoecium now. What is important again here? In gynoecium, you need to remember here is the superior ovary. Very important point. Marginal placentation. They can give you an example. The marginal placentation is seen in which family? All of you should know marginal placentation is seen in the case of your Fabaceae family. Done. Then students, then we have your fruit is called as a legume. Then we also have your superior ovary. Ovary is your unilocular with multiple lobules. Now, can we give an example? Yes, if you look at your entire pea plant, do you see a unilocular ovary here? Yes, a single locule. But within the one locule, we have many ovules within one locule. So, unilocular with multiple ovules, and marginal placentation. Now, if you look at here the entire floral formula, we have your zygomorphic condition, bisexual, calyx is going to be 5, but it's going to be fused. Then we have your corolla condition. Yes, corolla condition we have seen here. That is your papilionaceous corolla, 1 plus 2 plus 2, standard, wing and keel. Then we have androecium condition, which is basically 9 plus 1 condition, which is also called as your diadelphous condition. That is 9 plus 1 arrangement. Unilocular, unilocular multiple locules, and superior ovary. Done. Ovary is unilocular with multiple ovules. Single carpel. So again, I'll repeat one more time. I don't want you to sit and study later on. I want everyone to study in today's class only. After going out of today's class, I don't want everyone to sit and again study the entire thing. I'll tell you what you need to remember here is, first one is root nodules, second one is your pulvinous leaf base, third point is going to be racemose, fourth is going to be your zygomorphic, fifth is going to be your papilionaceous corolla, sixth is going to be your diadelphous condition, seventh is going to be your single carpel, eighth is going to be your marginal placentation, ninth is going to be your legume fruit. That's all. 9 points from your Fabaceae. Learn these points. Everything is going to be easy. Done. That is your floral formula. And if you look at your particular advantages or economic importance, that is going to be your pulses, edible oil, dye, again PYQ, this is also a very important NEET PYQ, then fibers, fodders, ornaments, as well as medicine. Again students, remembering the names of these particular different plants is also important. If you remember this plant's name, you're good to go. Okay, clear. Next one. Now can we start with Malvaceae now? Can we start with Malvaceae? Students, I'm giving you a rapid revision. Do not worry, the entire PDF will be given to you, and I've explained each and every detail also before. But right now is not the time where you detail explanation. I want everyone to know what to study for examination, because only these points will be asked in examination. Okay. Now remember students, Malvaceae. Malvaceae is a chocolate family. Your Theobroma coca, right? Chocolate. Chocolate belongs to Malvaceae. Your hibiscus flower belongs to Malvaceae. Your lady's finger also belongs to Malvaceae. So Malvaceae is a very economic important plant, and let us study what is exactly important and what you need to remember here. Starting off with the, see, habitat, distribution, root, everything is general. They'll not ask you questions from here. But they might ask you question from here is the stem and the leaf. Because have you cut the lady's finger ever? When you cut the lady's finger, do you see a type of mucilage kind of substance, like jelly like structure? When you cut the lady's finger, do you get this mucus kind of structure? That is what is present in your fruit. The same mucilage is also present in the case of your stem as well as your leaf. So remember that. That is in your stem. All you need to remember is here is the extra point is going to be mucilage sac. Mucilage sac is going to be the extra point which you need to remember from your Malvaceae in your stem as well as leaf. So mucilage sacs are also found here. Apart from that, it's alternate, round, stipule and palmately veined. That is general characteristics. What questions they might ask you from? Mucilaginous sac. With me all of you? With me? Yes. The next point I want all of you to remember here is the inflorescence. Now, listen to me very carefully. Listen to me very, very carefully here. Remember students, in the case of your botany, when we talk about a family, we talk about general. But there are few exceptions in every family. Like in chemistry, you have exceptions, right? Similarly, in botany also, we have exceptions. For example, students, right here, if you look at the inflorescence, it says mostly cymose type. Mostly cymose type. But if you refer some books, they might give us very rarely even racemose type. Can you also be seen? Racemose can also be seen. But do you know hibiscus plant? Hibiscus plant, is it present in your cymose? No. Hibiscus, is it present in racemose? No. Hibiscus is very special again. It's a very small exception because hibiscus comes under solitary axillary terminal. Have you noticed at the end of a particular branch, we have a single hibiscus flower. A single flower. You will not see hibiscus growing in a big bunch. Hibiscus will always grow terminally at single. That is called as your solitary axillary terminal. Remember that point. All of you remember that point. Now, the next thing here is here. This point right here. Let me mark for you. This is the first point which you need to remember here. Second point is going to be your cymose as well as your axillary terminal. The third point I want everyone to note down is something called as bracteolate. Bracteolate, and the bracteolates are arranged in a whorl known as epicalyx. Again, new terms. Now, what is a bracteolate and what is epicalyx? Let me tell you again. See, if you look at your entire plant here, if you look at the plant here, this is a flower. This is the flower. All of us know flower has four whorls: calyx, corolla, androecium and gynoecium. Basic botany everyone knows. At the base of a flower, we have a leaf-like structure called as bract. All of you know. At the base of the flower, at the base of the stem of the flower, at the base of the, let me tell you, this is your stalk, right? This is your stalk. Stalk of a flower is called as your pedicel. Yes. At the base of the stalk of the flower, that is your pedicel, we find bracts. We find bract. Now, what is a bract? Bract is nothing but a leaf-like structure. It is a leaf-like structure. All of you know that. Beautiful. Students, you need to remember that one more point here is between the bract and the flower, between the bract and the flower, there is one more leaf-like structure. There is one more leaf-like structure called as your bracteolate. We have the bracteolate, also is a leaf-like structure. It is also a leaf-like structure which is present between your bract and the flower. Bract and the flower. And remember students, when we have multiple bracts coming together, it is called as epicalyx. It is called as what? Epicalyx. Yes, bract is also like a reduced leaf, and bracteolate is also a reduced leaf. And group of bracteolates are called as epicalyx. Epi means what? We know epigynous, right? Epi means below. Calyx means calyx. So imagine if this is your flower, it will have calyx here. Yes, it will have calyx here. So something which is present below the calyx, is called as epicalyx. It is called as epicalyx. Epi means below, calyx means calyx. So something which is present below the calyx is called as your epicalyx. Now going back to the slide here, I will tell you most important points again. Here is going to be your actinomorphic condition. So remember, in the case of your Malvaceae, we have your actinomorphic condition. Clear? Again, it's bisexual condition, complete hypogynous and pentamerous. Important points. Mark these points, students. Yes, we will do a biology marathon, don't worry. Okay. Now we have the pentamerous condition. Now students, here calyx is going to be 5, gamosepalous. Gamo means fused. Gamo means fused. See, remember, G for glue, G for gamo. Gamo means fused. Gamosepalous condition. Aestivation is valvate. Corolla, 5 petals, polypetalous condition, and aestivation is twisted. Done. Now that was your, how many points did we cover here? 4 points, 4 main points. Now I'll tell you the 5th main point in the case of your androecium. The 5th main point here is going to be your indefinite stamen. Now if they give you a floral formula, where the stamen, under the stamen condition is written infinity. Under the stamen in the floral formula, it is written as infinity. Remember, it is indefinite stamen, and it is directly coming under your family Malvaceae. Clear? Now students, next important point. Next is your 6th main important point is monoadalphous condition. 6th main important point is going to be your monoadalphous condition. Now what is this monoadalphous condition? All of you know, when the stamens are arranged into a single bundle, that is called as your monoadalphous condition. Done. Now here, 7th main point again, and under your Malvaceae, the 7th main point is going to be your epipetalous condition. 7th main point here. Now what is the epipetalous condition? Let me tell you. Here we have something called as staminal tube. See, all of you have seen hibiscus, right? If this is going to be something called as staminal tube, on this staminal tube we have many different stamens growing. Are growing on this staminal tube. This staminal tube, students, is directly attached to the petals. Now technically tell me, the staminal tube is part of your stamen. Yes, staminal tube is part of your stamen. Now whenever a stamen is attached to a petal, right, technically this staminal tube is part of your stamen. When the staminal tube is directly attached to the petal, that is called as your epipetalous condition. It is called as what? Epipetalous condition. Clear? What is epipetalous condition? Where stamens are attached to your petals. Epipetalous condition. Easy. Done. Epipetalous condition. 7th point, done. Now listen to me very carefully, the point in your gynoecium. 8th point here in your Malvaceae. 8th point in your Malvaceae. What is the 8th point? It consists of 5 to indefinite carpels. Again, androecium also indefinite, but in the case of your gynoecium it is 5 to indefinite. Now 5 example, I'll tell you. Quick example. The quick example of a 5 is going to be your hibiscus. Hibiscus. Okay. Now, here many students got confused last time. Sir, I am writing here polycarpillary and syncarpus. Now, two words are very different. Listen to me very carefully now. The meaning of polycarpillary is many carpels. Poly means many. Poly means many here. Polycarpillary means many carpels. A lot of students usually get confused between, remember we have gamosepalous, polysepalous. One is gamma means few sepals, poly means free sepals. That is a different concept altogether. But here polycarpillary means many carpels. Syncarpus means the carpels are fused. The carpels are fused. Carpels are fused here. Now, sir, what is the opposite of syncarpus again? The opposite of syncarpus is not polycarpus, but opposite of syncarpus is apocarpus. It is apocarpus. Remember that point very well. The opposite of your syncarpus is apocarpus. Clear? Now, that is your 8th point done. Next going to be 9th point, that is your placentation is axial placentation here. Axial placentation. Done. That is the main point you need to remember here is syncarpus, indefinite carpels, that is syncarpus condition. Ovary is again superior like everywhere else, it's superior ovary, and it is multilocular. Now students, how will you remember this, sir? Too much to remember. You might be thinking, right? Sir, how can I remember multicarpillary, so many multicarpillary, syncarpus? How will you remember this, sir? Remember, the only way to remember in biology is with the help of diagrams. Diagrams and diagrams. Now I told you in the starting, Malvaceae belongs. Example of Malvaceae is what? One of the examples I told you is chocolate. All of you love chocolate. I also told you one of the examples of your Malvaceae is nothing but your lady's finger. Yes, I told you lady's finger, right? I told you lady's finger. Let me tell you another, let me show you a diagram and explain you. See, if you notice here, in your lady's finger, when you cut your lady's finger, do you notice certain structure? Yes. Students, this is nothing but your multilocular condition. This is nothing but your multiple chamber. Can you see? Multiple locules. Multiple locules and many carpels. Can you see? Many ovules are here. Many ovules. Many ovules. But are they fused in the center? Yes, they are fused in the center. They are fused in the center. So what did we learn here? We learned here is indefinite carpels and syncarpus condition, fusing center, and multilocular. Now easy to remember. Yes, you don't have to by heart this. Just remember that fruit or the seed. You can remember the gynoecium very well. Okay, remember the fruit or seed. Now students, the next one is going to be your fruit. The fruit here is called as capsule or schizocarp. Again, all of this they'll not ask you. They'll ask you is out of this following 9 points. Out of these 9 points, they'll ask you any 1 point and they'll catch hold of you and they'll tell me monoidalphous condition is seen in which particular plant? Monoidalphous is seen in your which family? Tell me in the chat. Monoidalphous seen is which family? That is going to be your Malvaceae. Diadalphous seen in which family? Diadalphous is seen in your Fabaceae. Remember that. That's how the question will be asked for you. Okay, from the following important points. Now, that is your Malvaceae floral formula here. Floral formula. Can you see here? Actinomorphic, bisexual, epicalyx. Remember, very important. Epicalyx condition here. That is 3 to 7 epicalyx will be there. Gynoecium, so not calyx, is going to be fused in 5. Now, what is this condition? This is your epipetalous condition. This is your epipetalous condition. Remember, I told you, staminate tube is attached to your petals. Andrecium again, infinity andrecium. Gynoecium, 5 to infinity again. 5 to infinity. So, with the help of floral formula also you can remember ovary superior. So, you can remember this. Carpels is 5 to infinity. Done? Done. Students, are you able to remember this? It's very easy. Plant families are very easy. Just remember this 9-10 points and you're set. 9-10 points, extra points here and there. I might have not added your phyllotaxy and everything. Remember the extra phyllotaxy as well as your estivation. Done. Nothing to be worry about the plant families. Now Next one is going to be your Brassicaceae. All of you know Brassicaceae, all of you are familiar with Brassicaceae because this was already in your syllabus, right? This was already in your syllabus and we can actually discuss on this very easily, right? So if you can help us with completing the whole biology syllabus, both botany and zoology as well as physics, with how can I teach physics? How can I teach? Zoology I can teach to some extent. I can teach zoology to some extent, but I cannot teach physics and all. Don't worry, we have Shreyas has an amazing plan in the last 5 days what we need to do for your maximum benefit. We have a plan for you. Do not worry. We will not leave you in the middle anywhere. Okay. Now, can we go to the next point here? Next family, all of you. Students, if you have any doubt, let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comments of today's video. Any doubt regarding plant families, let me know in the comment section and I will personally reply to all of them. And also, if you have not liked the video, quickly like the video right now. Go on. Quickly like the video right now because all of these notes require a lot of time. And this information, if you want to find any books, very difficult. I have actually gathered this information from multiple books together to make sure all of you can get the best material out there. Okay. Next one is called as your Brassicaceae. Also called as your Cruciferae. Now I'll tell you here 2 points. Why is it called as Cruciferae and what is the meaning of Brassicaceae? So Brassicaceae is a family, that is fine. The Cruciferae is actually belongs to the related to your corolla here. The corolla here is cruciform corolla. Now what do I mean by cruciform corolla? Let me tell you in next 2 minutes. Wait for that. Now again, what you need to remember here is here in roots. In roots, I want everyone to remember in roots here is because this is a question which will be asked. I'm telling you. In roots, there is something called as modification here. See, can you see here? The taproot modifies here. The taproot modifies here. That is fusiform. Example is your Raphanus sativus. So root modification is seen here, so that root can become storage. Root can become storage. First point here. Let me write down. Point number 1. Now, second point here. Here again modification, stem modification. Second point, stem modification. You might have noticed, right? You might have noticed this is your radish. All of you eat radish? No, sir. Don't like radish. If this is your radish, when you get it from market, does it have leaf like this? Yes. Yes, sir. The radish has lot of leaves. All of you know that. Now on this radish, do you see stem anywhere? No. We have something called as reduced stem. And we have the complete root modification. That point you need to remember in your Brassicaceae. Now, that is your second point. The third point you need to remember is the extuped condition. All of you know. Yeah, here again, racemose inflorescence. Third point. Now in the flower we need to remember here is ebractate condition, that bracts are completely absent here. Then we have pedicellate, regular, actinomorphic. Again, fifth point here. Actinomorphic, hermaphrodite, complete and cruciform. Now what is cruciform? I will get to it. That is the most important point here. Cruciform corolla. Remember that. So remember, first point here is your root modification. Second point is stem modification. Third point is going to be your racemose type of inflorescence. Fourth point is going to be ebractate condition. And fifth point is going to be your actinomorphic. Remember these points, students. Remember these points. This is where the questions will actually come from. Now, cruciform corolla. Now, if you look at this corolla right here, it has a shape like this. Yes. There are 4 petals. There are 4 petals here and it is in a cross shape. Can you see? It is like a cross. That's why it's called as cruciform. Means cross. That is called as cruciform corolla. Done. How many points we cover here? 5 points. The 6th point is going to be your cruciform corolla. Here, I'll write here only. 6th point is going to be your cruciform corolla. Now, calyx is polysepalous, again normal. The sepals are of 4 2 plus 2 arrangement. Sepals are arranged in your whorl and aestivation is imbricate. Remember, imbricate as well as the aestivation unit. Aestivation you need to remember. Aestivation for every family important again. Corolla is polypetalous cruciform. Again, cruciform corolla. I've already mentioned that. Consists of 4 petals. The 4 petals are in a cruciform shape. 4 petals are in a cruciform shape. That is your cruciform corolla. Now students, listen to me very carefully. The question which has been asked repeatedly. This is the sixth point, right? The seventh point is going to be your tetradynamous condition. The seventh point is going to be your tetradynamous condition. Now, what is the tetradynamous condition? Listen to me very carefully. This is basically arrangement of your stamen. So we have in tetradynamous condition, we have 6 stamens. We have in total how many stamens? We have 6 stamens. We have 6 stamens in your tetradynamous condition. Now this 6 stamen arrangement is very important. Here if you notice your arrangement of your stamen, can I tell the 2 short ones? The 2 short are on the outside. Yes, they are on the outside. The 2 short are on the outside and the 4 tall are on the inside. 4 tall on the inside. 4 tall on the inside. This is called as your tetradynamous condition. Tetradynamous condition. See, 2 plus 4 arrangement, 6 stamen in which 2 outside stamen are smaller and inner 4 stamens are taller. So 4 inside are tall, 2 short are on the outside. This is called as your tetradynamous condition. Now students, that is your 7th point. Now 8th point here is going to be here. Where is that? Replum. Where is replum? Where is replum? Yeah, here. Before we go to the replum, let me tell you here. It consists of 2 carpels, bicarpellary condition, and syncarpus. So 2 carpels are there which are fused here completely. Now apart from that, superior ovary everywhere else. See, remember, in your Fabaceae, in your Malvaceae, as well as your Brassicaceae, it is superior ovary only. Only superior ovary. Remember that. Now this is the 8th point which I want everyone to focus here. 8th point. So remember students, initially there is a single locule here. Initially there is a single locule. Now this single locule students, this single locule can become bilocular in the later stages. It can become what? Bilocular in the later stages because of a presence of a false septum called as replum. Replum. False septum called as replum formation. That is your 8th point in under your Brassicaceae. 8th point under your Brassicaceae. Again, 9th point again is going to be your parietal placentation. Parietal placentation. Remember, first one was marginal. Then we had axial in your Malvaceae. Now we under your Brassicaceae we have parietal placentation. So every single family I'm giving you just 9 points. Learn these 9 points and just read over the entire other points. You are set. You are set with the plant families. Now, let's go into the fruit again. Fruit is not very much of importance because it is not actually given in your syllabus much. But I have mentioned here if a question comes then. The fruit here is called as siliqua or silicula. This is how the fruit looks like. This is how the fruit looks like. All of you might have seen this fruit. Now, if you look at again your floral formula, we have your actinomorphic condition here. Bisexual, 2 plus 2 arrangement. Then we have cruciform corolla. Andrecium is in your tetradynamous condition 2 plus 4. Then gynoecium is bicarpellary, syncarpus and superior ovary. 2 2 2. 2 2 2 2 2. So if you in your floral formula, if you see 2 2 2 anywhere, it is going to be your Brassicaceae. If you see indefinite stamen, if it is indefinite stamen, all of you know it is going to be your Malvaceae. If you see your in your corolla condition, in your corolla condition we see something like a 1 plus 2 plus 2 arrangement. That is going to be your Fabaceae. That is your vexillary estivation. Now these are the key points which will help you to actually identify floral formula. Okay. Now here again it says 2 2 2 2 anywhere. You need to remember it is going to be your Brassicaceae. Especially this condition here, 2 plus 4 condition, not seen anywhere else. Very rarely we can see 2 plus 4 condition. Now students, this is your floral formula. Again, same thing written here. Diagram is same. Now again, food we have cabbage, broccoli, cauliflower, kale, Brussels sprouts. All the leafy vegetables is going to be your here. Apart from that, we also have mustard plant here, and medicinals we have Lepidium sativum. All of you know mustard, right? Mustard belongs to your Brassicaceae. Okay. Now The next plant is going to be your Compositae. Next family is going to be your Compositae. We are done with 3 families already. 3 families done. 2 more left. I am making you understand rapid revision of every single important family. Here and there I am telling you what you need to remember, what you need to write down also. Okay. So any doubt here, students, ask me. Any doubt till here, you can ask me. Let me just check your comments. Any doubt till here? If there is no doubt, quickly smash that like button. Any doubt? No doubt. All of you are smart. No doubts at all now. When the examination happens, I hopefully none of you have any doubt in examination also. If you are able to revise such beautifully, every single plant family, I'll be happy. Okay, I'll be happy. Oh, no doubt? Amazing. Now, let's go to your Compositae. Compositae is also called as your Asteraceae. A Compositae is also called as your Asteraceae. Now, has anyone went to wedding recently? You might have gone to weddings recently, right? In your weddings, we see this color flower, right? Red color, blue color, white color, looks like a sunflower. All of that belongs to your Asteraceae. All of those belongs to your Asteraceae. Okay. Now here I want everyone to focus on first point here. The first point here is going to be again, Compositae is the largest family of angiosperms. First point. First point here is what? Compositae is going to be the largest family under your entire angiosperms. Largest family. Now second thing I want everyone to notice here is, again, cosmopolitan, everything, everyone knows this, nothing, no. First point here, remember, largest family, habitat, root and distribution, it's very common. Read once, you will understand every single point. Nothing in the point where they can ask you question from here. Okay. Now, you might have seen this plant, right, everywhere. Haven't you seen this in weddings? You might have seen this flower, right, in the weddings everywhere. Helianthus. This Helianthus belongs to your sunflower. Daisy flower, sunflower. See, in the roads that you might have gone. In the road, when you are walking on the road, we see this small yellow color flower on the roadside, on long stalk. How many of you seen this? How many of you seen this on the roadside? When we are walking on the road, what do? We take this flower and we open it like Coca-Cola bottle, right? We open it. That is your Tridax. This is your Tridax. Tridax also belongs to your Compositae. Okay. Now here under stem you need to remember is, again, normal, general, erect means tall, erect, herbaceous. All of you know here the stem is going to be herbaceous. You do not have stem which is very woody here. Stem is usually herbaceous. You might have seen all of these flowers also, right? All of these flowers also, you might have noticed the stem is very soft, very soft stem. Herbaceous stem is seen here. Okay, herbaceous stem, and somewhat hairy also. You might have seen on this particular stem we can see small hair-like structure. Small hair-like structure can also be seen there. Okay. Now, no. In leaves is normal, general. Leaves is general again. Nothing where they can ask you question here directly. If they can ask you question from here, they can probably take from here, alternate, that's all. Leaves alternate, simple or compound, very general. They cannot ask you question from here, but can they ask you question from an inflorescence point of view? Yes. If you look at the inflorescence here, is very special. Inflorescence here is very, very special. If you notice the inflorescence here, that is going to be a second, the most important point. It is going to be head or capitulum. It is going to be what? Head or capitulum. Capitulum type of inflorescence. That is very important here. Now, let me tell you the inflorescence here. Please focus. I do not want any student out there texting or doing anything or, any activity. Stop all the activity right now. Just focus for the next 10 minutes. Focus for 10 minutes. I will teach you the entire inflorescence and then you will not regret it. Okay. Now, if you want to learn the inflorescence, if this is your flower, right? Is this a flower? Tell me, is this a flower? No, this is not a flower. This is actually not a flower. This right here, can you see this one right here? This is not a flower. This is a inflorescence. What is it? this technically is a inflorescence, not a flower. This is a inflorescence. Students, remember this point, all of you, very clearly throughout your life. Do you see this particular one, this thing here? Each one here inside, you see inside also, middle also, you see, each one is a flower here. Each one is a flower, not a inflower. If each one is a flower here. So we have two type of flowers here. In the middle, this one, the center part is called as your disc flower. And you see this outer part, the long one, they are called as your ray flower. So we have disc flower in the center, and in the corners, in the radial outside, we have the ray flower. Now, the question will come from here. They might ask you, what is the difference between your ray florets and disc florets? Are there any difference? Are they actually alike? No. They might be growing together. But they are not alike. There are certain differences which you need to mention here, which you need to note down. Take out your book and write it down, this one. See here. The first similarity I'll tell you. The first similarity is nothing but your, both are going to be sessile. The ray florets as well as your disc florets are going to be sessile. Both are sessile in condition. But. What is the but here? The symmetry is the but. Because your ray florets are zygomorphic in nature. See, use your logic. This is your ray floret. Now, can I divide the ray floret into this part? Yes, sir. You can divide the ray floret in this part. Yes. But can I divide the ray floret this way? No. If you divide the ray floret in that way, students, remember, this is your ray floret, right? If I divide this way, are both of them equal? No. Obviously, this is pointed end and it is not pointed. Yes. So this is going to be your zygomorphic condition. But your disc floret, students, we can divide it into many planes. Your disc floret can be divided into many planes, and that is why your ray florets are zygomorphic in nature, while your disc florets are actinomorphic in nature. They are actinomorphic in nature. Clear? All of you clear on that point? Yes. The next difference is going to be your ray florets are unisexual. While disc florets are going to be your bisexual. They are going to be complete hermaphrodite, which is also called as your bisexual condition. Clear? It's going to be bractate, epigynous. Then we have bractate as well as epigynous. So the main difference between your ray florets as well as your disc florets is going to be, ray florets are going to be your unisexual as well as zygomorphic in nature, while your disc florets are going to be your bisexual condition as well as they are going to be actinomorphic in nature. Remember these points and you are set. Okay, you are set. Now, students, can they ask you a question on calyx now? Can they ask you a question on calyx here? The answer is yes. Again. Here the calyx is very special. Here the calyx is going to be very special. Why? Because calyx is very modified here. See, how many of you brush in the morning? Tell me. How many of you brush in the morning? All of you brush in the morning. Yes, all of you brush in the morning. Have you seen the brush? If you look at the brush, the top part of the brush on the head region, do you see this tiny thread-like structure? Yes, tiny thread-like structure. That is called as your bristles. They are called as bristles. Now, just like the toothbrush bristles, the calyx here is also like bristles. The calyx here also looks like bristles, and we call them pappus. Here. Can you see this? This is actually, can you see this small, fine thread-like structure, needle-like structure? That is called as your pappus. So calyx here, students, remember, in the case of your Astraceae, Compositae, the calyx is going to be modified. It is going to be modified large number of bristle or hair-like structure called as pappus. Called as what? Pappus. All of you type pappus in the chat. All of you keep spamming pappus in the chat and also like the video. Okay, pappus in the chat. Now, corolla. Corolla is 5 petals, gamopetalis, free, so united, gum, tubular, actinomorphic, swollen tube at the base, style where the nectar is present. You might have seen, right? You might have seen some of the daisy families have nectar in it. Now, valvate, estivation, variously colored. 5 petals, zygomorphic. Obviously, no, it is actinomorphic. Now, I told you in the starting, your disc florets are technically bisexual condition. So, they have androecium and gynoecium both bisexual condition. But in the case of your ray florets, androecium is completely absent. Androecium is completely absent here. Androecium is completely absent. Now, if you look at the gynoecium here, I want everyone to focus now. Everyone to focus. Concept is coming. One more important point is coming here. Very important point. Under gynoecium, if you notice, it is bicarpillary, syncarpus, as well as, where is that point? Under androecium and interandroecium, right? Under androecium, if you look at, it is stamens are 5, epipetalous condition. Epipetalous condition. Again, your androecium is attached to the petals. Androecium is attached to the petals. But if you notice here, one more new term called as syngenesious condition. One more new term called as syngenesious condition. Now, sir, what is this syngenesious? Can they ask question on syngenesious? Yes, they can ask you. Which family do you see syngenesious condition? Your answer should be Compositae, or also called as Asteraceae. But sir, what is the syngenesious condition, sir? I've never heard about it. What is this syngenesious condition? I know monodalphous, I know diadalphous, I know tetradynamous, I know didynamous also. But what is this syngenesious condition, sir? Listen to me very carefully, all of you. Very carefully. This is your anther and filaments. These are your stamens, right? These are stamens. This is your filament, anther. Filament as well as anther. All of you know basics, you know. In the case of your syngenesious condition, what happens is all the anther lobes, students, every single anther lobe is completely fused. Anther lobes are completely fused. Now, what about filaments? Are filaments also going to be fused here? No. Filaments are going to be completely free. Filaments are going to be free. Your anther is going to be completely fused. That is called as your syngenesious condition. That is your syngenesious condition, which can technically be asked as a question. So please remember, extra point you need to remember is syngenesious condition here. Syngenesious condition as well as pappus, as well as difference between your ray florets and disc florets. That is your Compositae foundation. These points are the points where the question will be asked, nothing extra. Okay, nothing extra. Now, if you look at the floral formula here, now fruit is clepsella. The fruit is going to be your clepsella here. Clepsella. Clear? Then we have seed is exalbuminous. See, bract is present, bract is present. Zygomorphic, actinomorphic. This is supposed to be your unisexual. This is bisexual or neutral. Calyx is going to be pappus. We have here corolla here, which is again fused. Fine. But here what do you see? Corolla is attached to the androecium. Here. That is called as your epipetalous condition. Yes, epipetalous condition. Now students, now. Where is it written? Gynoecium. In the case of your Fabaceae, in the case of your Brassicaceae, in the case of Malvaceae, did we see superior or inferior ovary? Tell me in the chat. Did we see superior ovary? Did we see inferior ovary? you will tell, yes sir, we saw superior ovary in the case of your Brassicaceae, as well as your oh god, the starting Brassicaceae, as well as your Malvaceae, as well as your Fabaceae. Superior ovary. But students, in the case of your Asteraceae, we see inferior ovary. We see inferior ovary. Now, is this a new information? Is this a new information? No. If you read your NCERT, under inferior condition, read NCERT under your morphology chapter, under your epigynous condition, the last example given there is ray florets of sunflower. Have they given there? Ray florets of sunflower example they have given is, try to connect, remember that. Inferior ovary. Done. Inferior ovary there. Inferior ovary. Same goes for here. As in disfloret, ray florets of your gynoecium is going to be inferior ovary. That's all. Did we miss any point here? No. Bicarpellary syncarpus. Bicarpellary syncarpus condition, inferior ovary. Inferior ovary. Inflorescence done. This is not a flower, this is a inflorescence. Done. See, can you see? This is going to be your pappus hair. This is going to be your pappus hair, which is bristle-like structure. Bristle-like structure. See, you don't have to by heart this also. You don't have to by heart this. Just open your go take a sunflower. Open it. You can see bristles there. You can see bristles there. Now, economic importance. All of you know, food is going to be your lactus sativa. That is your burger leaf. Lettuce. How many of you lettuce? You know lettuce, right? Used in burger. In the burger you add, right? Burger or burger, whatever you call it. You add lettuce, right? Same family. Food item. Then we have oil, sunflower oil. We make vadas, no? Nice vada, bisi vada. Make sunflower oil. Medicine, ornaments. Ornaments, we have so many flower. Ornaments, we have so many flowers here. Done. Then with that, Compositae as well as your Asteraceae, which is Asteraceae. Done. Lettuce. Now students, under your rapid revision, let's come to the final family, that is going to be your Graminae, also called as your Poaceae. Till now, any doubt, ask me. First. Remember, see, these are the main points which you need to remember and write down and practice. Rest, all the points are there. But I am telling you today what are the main points where the question will be asked from. Because these are the points which are actually highlighted points. Okay, highlighted points. Now again, here in the case of your Poaceae, remember the economic importance. Here. We have wheat, rice, barley, maize, millet, we have oats, we have sugarcane, we have your all the grasses, all of them come under your Poaceae, as well as also called as your Graminae family. Okay, Graminae family. Solanaceae is not there. Solanaceae and Liliaceae both are removed from your syllabus. Sir, what is the weightage of the topic? Weightage of this topic can be 1 question or 2 questions. See students, this is going to be 1 hour class. Next 5 minutes I will end the class. In 1 hour we are doing revision. 4 marks is actually important. You can't miss out these 4 marks or 8 marks maximum. Okay. Now, what you need to remember, habitat again is very easy. Here, very important. In this family, the aerial stem, you might have seen, right? The aerial stem of your jawar, barley and everything. The aerial stem is called as your column. It is called as column. Column is which is the tetrate or cylindrical, but few are case phosphate. Apart from that, any word which you will not understand is fitzular. All of you would know. Fitzular means hollow stem. So the stem is called as column here. That's all you should know. The next thing here you should know is your modification. Third point. Leaf sheet modification. Under your leaf modification, we learned, right? The leaf base can become sheet-like structure which completely covers your stem. Leaf sheet base. Kumar is asking now which family is deleted. Wow. Solanaceae and Liliaceae both are deleted. Don't worry. Now, no, not that important. You can all of you remember. See, all of you might have seen this, right? Now tell me in the chat, which type of venation do you see here? Since this is a monocot, we see your parallel venation here. We see parallel venation here. Now students, can anyone tell me what is this called as? Do you see this? Some seed-like structure is there. What is this? This right here is the inflorescence. This right here is the inflorescence here. The inflorescence here is called as spike inflorescence. It is called as what? Spike inflorescence. Now again, lot of questions. If they ask you in examination, what is lodicule or what is palea? What is going to be your gloom? All this palea. Once again, students, mic is stuck here. If they ask you what is palea, what is gloom, what is lodicule, all of these terms are under spike. Now let's understand spike modification, what is actually spike, what is present inside spike with the help of a small diagram which I've already drew before the class. Let's see here. This is going to be a spike. So if you take one spike, students, if you take one spike right here, one small spike here, take one small spike and this is your entire spike. This is the entire thing called a spike. Each one here, each one is called as a spikelet. Each one is called as a spikelet. We have leaf, leaflet, right? Leaf, leaflet. We have spike and spikelet. The stalk here is called as rachis or rachis. It's called as rachis or rachis. Now, if you zoom in into each spikelet, if you zoom into, see here, this is your entire spike. Can you see one is separate here? Each one is called as a spikelet here. Each one is called as a spikelet here. Now, if you zoom into the spikelet here, if you zoom into the spikelet, which is spikelet here, if you notice a structure like this, inside each spikelet, there are how many bracts? 4. There are 4 different bracts here. The first two bracts are called as your gloom. The first two bracts are called as glooms. We have upper gloom and lower gloom. The glooms are said to be sterile in nature. Now, apart from the glooms, we have something called as, apart from lower glooms, in the upper side also we have 2 bracts. That is your third bract as well as your fourth bract. They are called as your lemma. They are called as lemma. So students, under your spikelet, we have 4 different bracts. We have 2 lower bracts called as your glooms, 2 upper bracts called as your lemma. 2 upper bracts called as your lemma. Now remember students, the lemma is covered by something called as your palea on top. See, this is your lemma. Lemma is covered by palea. Lemma is covered by palea on top. A structure called as palea. Now between lemma and palea, we have our flower. Flower is present inside. Okay, flower like structure is present here. It's an inflorescence, right? It is an inflorescence. Inflorescence will have flower. This is your flower. Here you have your stigma as well as your ovary. The stigma is feathery stigma. Feathery stigma is present here. Now here we have something called as lodicules. The lodicule is a structure which will make sure the palea and lemma do not completely close the flower. They cannot completely close the flower. That's why we have the lodicules here. Lodicules will make sure the palea and lemma are separated out and the flower is seen inside. A flower is seen inside. Now the entire thing is called as a flowering unit, that is part of your spikelet. And inside the spikelet we have your lower bracts called as your glooms, upper bract called as lemma. Between lemma and palea we have our flower. We have the flower here. Clear? Done. That is going to be your entire poaceae. Main point. Inflorescence is the most difficult part of your poaceae and it's very easy right now. Don't worry. Now flower again, sessile, bractate is present, bracts are present, lemma as well as your palea. Yes, hermaphrodite and unisexual, zygomorphic in condition and hypogynous. We have the perianth here. We have the perianth formation. Remember, the same perianth later gets converted to lodicules. The same perianth later gets converted to lodicules. Now under androecium again, it's very simple again from here. 3 stamens, sometimes can be 6. Sometimes can be 3, sometimes can be 6. Reduced to 2 or 1 with which are seen in your long set of filaments. Again, not much, they cannot ask you much from your androecium, not to focus much. Remember, 2 to 4 seen in your androecium condition. Now under gynoecium you need to remember is monocarpellary, Or it can be monocarpillary or tricarpillary, but only one carpel is functional. Very important point here. So we can see tricarpillary condition, out of which only one is functional, other are non-functional condition. We have unilocular ovary here, done. Superior single ovulated anatropous ovule. Rest of the things are very important. Already mentioned here. The stigma is going to be feathery. Usually two arise from the capillary wall, which is feathery here. You noticed here, feathery stigma. Two arising from the top, which is feathery in nature. Now, under your placentation, you need to remember here is the placentation is basal placentation here. So every single family has a different type of placentation. Please remember that placentation here is set. Here we have your basal placentation. Okay, basal placentation. The fruit is called as your caryopsis. The fruit is called as your caryopsis. The seed is going to be endospermic, that is albuminous seed. Pollination is usually anemophilous. See here, floral formula: zygomorphic, bisexual, perianth 0 or 2. We have lodicules present here, and androecium is 3 or can be 6. Gynoecium is superior ovary, unicarpillary. Why? It is tricarpillary, but out of the 3 only one is functional, so one is written here, and superior ovary. So this is your floral formula. This is what it look like. Palea, lodicules, can you see lodicules are present on the outside, which will make sure the palea and lemma don't close. Will make sure palea and lemma do not close here. And students, there it is. The entire revision of your plant families is done. Now you will ask me, sir, can I get these notes? Yes. If you go check my Telegram channel right now, only go check. Today only I have added so many notes. See, anatomy, cell, photosynthesis, scientists and dates, plant growth regulators, plant kingdom, biomolecules, all the notes I have added on my Telegram channel, and all the notes will also be available on the this thing also, the treasure box. The same notes will be available. Now all of you might be wondering, sir, why are you wearing some different t-shirt now? You might be wondering, sir, why are you wearing a different t-shirt? You might be saying, did you notice or did you not notice? This t-shirt is very special. This t-shirt is very special because we are celebrating 10 years of Vedantu. 10 years of Vedantu. Students, if you go to the description right now, of this video, see here. Hey, all of you like the video, first of all, like the video. After refresh it is not refreshed. But students, if you go to the description right now, we have some Vidya Utsav is happening on the 1st of this month. 1st of May, Vidya Utsav. For that, I'm wearing this different t-shirt. And what is it? We will tell you on 1st May. Students, all you need to do is click on the link and you will get the access to it and just go check it out. Very interesting surprises there. And remember, students, I gave you a challenge yesterday. Challenge was what? 1000 question challenge. Some of you messaged me in the Telegram. So yes, sir, I finished my 1000 questions and I'm feeling so confident now. 1000 questions done and dusted. I'm feeling super confident. But students, if you have not done the 1000 questions challenge still, please complete it today. Because if you go in the description, we can see here 500 most repeated questions from your previous year, 500 NEET questions which everyone gets wrong, 1000 questions, students, 1000 questions are there. So go solve it today. Take the challenge, do it. If not, if you do not do it right now, forget it. It will never happen. So go take the challenge, do it right now. And we have guess the paper also. Okay, see, guess paper link. If you go on here, you can get the guess paper also. Vedantu book. See, NEET 24 guess paper. Again, students, a very important material. If you buy this material right now, it's going to be the last savior for you. Okay, last savior. There it is, students. The entire rapid revision of your plant families has been done. And I will see you. Yes, this is the target I gave you. Do the 1000 questions today. Do the morphology. Since you did the plant families today, since you finish your plant families today, I want everyone to go today and revise anatomy, as well as your morphology, as well as your cell unit. Finish your cell unit today. Finish your morphology, finish your anatomy, and you will be done with the major chunk of your class 11th. And if you watched my plant physiology unit is also done for you. So 11th class botany finished. Everything is done. Class 12th botany you need to remember is the first chapter in ecology and principles we did, genetics we did, complete one shot. What is left then? Nothing. All you need to do is solve questions right now. Solve questions, revise, and you will feel more confident. Okay? So I'll see you in the next class. Bye bye. Take care, all of you.